Okay, guys. So let's continue. Let's continue. Okay. So we have these three questions right here, right? Three questions right here. It says, what year is it now? What year was it last year? And what year is it next year? ¿Qué año es? ¿Qué año es este? ¿Qué año fue el anterior? ¿Qué año es el siguiente? Right? What year is now? What year was it last year? What year is it next year? Okay, so, Carlos, what year is it now? ¿Qué año es este año? What year is it now? How do we say, ¿cómo diríamos 2025? Tenemos dos formas.
2025.
We got 2025, or we can also say 2025, right? 2025, right? We're good. Rocío, what year was it last year? ¿Qué año fue el año anterior?
Mm, 2024.
2024, right? Or 2020. Very good. And finally, Damian, what year is it next year?
2026.
Good, 2026. Right? What year is it now? The year 2025. What year was it last year? 2024 or 2024? And what year is it next year? 2026. Right? Okay, my friends. So, aquí hay algo interesante que les quería explicar sobre cómo, cuando nosotros decimos cuándo nacimos, ¿ok? ¿Cuándo nacimos? O dónde nacimos, ¿ok? Utilizamos en inglés, no existe el verbo nacer por sí solo, ¿ok? Quiero que me entiendan esto, que me pongan mucha atención, ¿ok? No existe el verbo nacer por sí solo, sino que utilizamos born, que es realmente un participio del verbo bear, significa dar a luz. Lo utilizamos cuando queremos decir yo nací en, o yo nací, ¿ok? Utilizamos was and were, o ellos nacieron, nosotros nacimos, whatever. No existe el verbo nacer como tal, lo tenemos que combinar con was and were, ¿ok? Eso para que lo tomen en cuenta, ¿ok? Was and were born. For example, I say, por ejemplo, no existe, me invento, ¿no? No dice I born, así como en el español tenemos yo nací, I born in 1994. No, this is incorrect, right? Esto está incorrecto. En inglés decimos I was born in 1994. Es interesante porque born es el participio, o sea, es un tiempo de el verbo bear, ¿ok? Que quiere decir dar a luz, ¿ok? Entonces, cuando yo quiero decir yo nací en 1994, I was born in 1994. Or when I say, for example, recordemos una vez más, un recordering, ¿verdad? Que en el past, verb to be in past, tenemos I, he, she, and it. Utilizamos ¿qué? Was. Remember, tenemos dos, ¿no? Was and were. And you, we, and they, utilizamos were. Lo mismo si yo quiero decir, for example, I want to say, they were born in Australia, for example. Ellos nacieron en Australia, right? They were born. So remember, my friends, when we want to say, when we want to nacer, were born, was born, right? They were born in Australia, for example. She was born in Bac Ortiz Hospital, for example. Right? para que si quieren tomen nota de esto del born, que es importante. Okay? Don't forget.
Teacher, una consulta.
Yes, my friend. Tell me.
Y si dijera o le quisiera decir, él va a nacer, es con el
Es
verbo I will.
I will. I will. Y en el caso del verb to be en el futuro, utilizamos el will y utilizamos be. Be. El verb to be en el futuro no tiene una conjugación, o sea, diferente para, solo una conjugación, es cada vez menos. En el presente son is, am, are, en el pasado son was, were, y en el futuro es will be, es la conjugación futura del verbo to be. Si yo quiero decir, él va a nacer, he will be born. Igual estamos utilizando el verbo to be, right? Estamos utilizando el verbo to be en futuro combinado con el born. Igual también si yo digo, por ejemplo, they will be born, right? Aquí en el futuro el verb to be solo tiene una conjugación, will be, ¿eh? Porque recordemos, ya vamos a ver los tiempos futuros, pero básicamente los tiempos futuros son, en los tiempos pasados y futuros son muy sencillos porque solo estamos utilizando el will, que es lo que le hace futuro a este verbo, ¿ok? Entonces, will be. I will be born, they will be born. Entonces es lo mismo. Igual utilizamos el verbo to be, pero en su forma futura. ¿Ok?
Yes, teacher.
No problem. Okay, so we have here was were born, right? Please, Rosa, read the order. Number 1.
It says, look at the photos. Do you know the people? When were they born?
Very good.
Listen, write the years.
Excellent. Look at the photos. Do you know the people? When were they born, right? So we have these two people, very famous, right? These people are Steve Jobs and the singer Amy Winehouse, right? Amy Winehouse. So we're going to listen a couple of times. Very easy. Es otro listening súper sencillo. Solo vamos a tener que prestarle atención al año en el que nacieron. Aquí va a decir was born in, and they're going to tell us the year, right? So let's pay a lot of attention, okay? Let's pay a lot of attention. We're going to listen what year were they born. Okay. Okay. Let's go with this one, please. Please. Okay, here we go, my friends. Pay attention.
9.3 Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs, the inventor of Apple computers, was born in 1955 in San Francisco, California.
Amy Winehouse.
Amy Winehouse, English singer and songwriter, was born in 1983 in London, England.
Okay, let's go one more time.
9.3 Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs, the inventor of Apple computers, was born in 1955 in San Francisco, California.
Amy Winehouse.
Amy Winehouse, English singer and songwriter, was born in 1983 in London, England.
We're good. So let's go with this first one. What year was Steve Jobs born? Andres, let's go with you.
Okay, teacher. Steve Jobs was born in 1955.
Very good. 1955, right? Please, Andres, read the whole paragraph.
Okay, the whole phrase, right?
Yes, the whole paragraph.
Steve Jobs, the inventor of Apple computers, was born in 1955 in San Francisco, California.
Very good. So Steve Jobs, right? And he died in 2011, right? Or 2011. Leslie, what year was Amy Winehouse born?
In 1993.
Nope, almost. 1983. 83, okay? Okay, Leslie, read please the paragraph.
Amy Winehouse, English singer and songwriter, was born in 1983 in London, England.
Very good. In 1983, these very famous people, right? Very famous people. JB, did you knew about Steve Jobs? ¿Conocías de Steve Jobs? Yes or no?
No,
No. What about you, Sophie? Did you know about Steve Jobs?
nothing.
No? Okay. Leslie, do you know about Amy Winehouse? Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
Yes, of course. Yes, these are famous people, right? Steve Jobs, Amy Winehouse. But no, not everybody know, right? Not todos los conocemos. Right, very good. So we have Steve Jobs and we have Amy Winehouse. The one was born in 1955 in San Francisco, California, and Amy Winehouse in 1983 in London, England, right? So he was an inventor, right? A little inventor. And Amy Winehouse, she was a singer and songwriter, right? We're good. Okay, so here we have examples of how can we use the verb born in questions. Cuando queremos preguntar, ¿cuándo naciste? Right? ¿Cuándo naciste? ¿Cuándo nació él? ¿Cuándo nació ella? ¿Cuándo nacieron ellos? Right? Here we have some examples. We use the WH when, que ya sabemos que significa cuándo, right? We use the verb to be, where, was, where. And we use the pronoun and the verb born, right? When were you born, for example? When was she born, etc., right? We're gonna read, and we're gonna read the year, right? Vamos a leer y vamos a leer el año, right? Let's go with Jamie. Let's go with this first question. Read the question and the answer, please.
When were you born? I was born in 1996.
Very good. Excellent. Born, my friend. Born. Primero lado, okay? I was born in 1996. Excellent, Jamie. Thank you. Let's go, please, with Carlos. This next one.
When was he born? He was born in the 1983.
Very good. 19. No te olvides el sonido de la N. 1983. Remember, Carlos, there's a difference between sorry. Remember, there's a difference between 19, 19, right? And 90, que es 90, right? 9. So 19 with the end sound, okay? Gabriel, please, let's read the next sentence, this next question, sorry.
When was she born? She was born in 2000.
Very good, 2000. In 2000, the year 2000, right? Very good. And Daniel, please read this last question and the answer, please.
When were they born? They were born in 2003.
Excellent. Very good, my friend. Good job. They were born in 2003. So we have when were you born? I was born in 1986. When was he born? He was born in 1983. When was she born? She was born in 2000. When were they born? They were born in 2003. Right? Okay, this very simple chart. Esto ya habíamos visto. Está súper sencillo. This very simple chart. We only have two options, right? Was and where. Okay, for example, it says, I am, in past, I was, right? I was. Danny, you are. What is the past we use with you?
You are where?
You were. Very good. You were. Jocelyn, he, she, it is. What is the past we use with he, she, and it?
Was.
Was. Very good. It says we are and where, right? And finally, Sophie, what is the past we use with they? With they?
Were.
They were. Very good. Excellent. Amen. So, sorry. Hey guys, so to finish the class, we're gonna watch a little video about Steve Jobs. Los que no lo conocían van a poder conocer un poquito sobre Steve Jobs. It's very interesting person. He's a very interesting person. Okay. So here we go. A little video about Steve Jobs. We're gonna learn a little bit about his life. Here we go.
Computers and telephones were very different 30 years ago. Listening to music was very different just 10 years ago. Steve Jobs changed the technology we use today. His Apple Computer Company is famous all over the world.
No hay sonido, teacher.
Sorry, my
Sí,
friends.
yo sí lo puedo oír, teacher.
Sorry, yes, my friend. Sorry, el audio se estaba como que cortando entre líneas, entonces voy a poner otro, okay? It's about the same topic, sobre el mismo tema, Steve Jobs, okay? So let's watch the video. Very interesting about the life of Steve Jobs. Here we go.
Who is Steve Jobs? February 24th, 1955. Birthday. Steve Jobs is born to Joanne Carol Scheibel and Abdul Fattah Jandali in San Francisco. He was soon given up for adoption, making Clara and Paul Jobs his adoptive parents. January 1st, 1970. Meets Steve Wozniak. This is the year when Steve Jobs met Steve Wozniak. They instantly became great friends, even though there was a 4-year age gap. April 1st, 1976. Apple Computer Company is founded. Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and Ronald Wayne co-found Apple Computer Incorporated. The company had a record-setting public stock offering in 1981 and made the Fortune 500 list in 1983. June 5th, 1977. The Apple II computer is released. Steve Jobs' company releases the Apple II computer, which was the first available personal computer in a plastic case with color graphics. May 17, 1978. Jobs' first daughter. Steve's ex-girlfriend, Chris Ann Brenna, gives birth to their daughter Lisa. Steve refuses to acknowledge he is the father. September 12, 1985. Fired by Apple. The first Macintosh computers were underpowered and expensive, and they had few software applications, which was the cause of its bad sales. This was eventually fixed, but since Steve Jobs didn't correct the problem quickly, he was kicked out of his own company. He quickly created Next Inc., which specialized in workstation computers. February 3rd, 1986. Buys the future Pixar company. Steve Jobs buys the graphic group division of Lucasfilm for $10 million, improving it into the company we know of as Pixar Animation Studios. March 18, 1991. Wedding. Steve Jobs marries Lauren Powell in a ceremony at the Ahwahnee Hotel in Yosemite National Park. Presiding over the wedding was Kobun Chino Otagawa, a Zen Buddhist monk. Their son, Reed, was born September 1991, meaning they were pregnant before the wedding, followed by daughters Erin in 1995 and Eve in 1998. November 29, 1995. Becomes Pixar's president. Steve Jobs became Pixar's president and CEO, and the company released Toy Story. The film earned $192 million at the box office, making it the first full-length feature film to be completely computer animated. December 10, 1996. Apple buys back Steve Jobs. Apple endured huge financial losses due to the inability to improve their operating system, OS. They bought Next for $429 million for their OS called Next Step. Steve Jobs was hired as an advisor. July 9, 1997. Becomes Apple's CEO. Apple's previous CEO, Gilbert Amelio, struggled with the company's finances, which led to Apple's board of directors hiring Steve Jobs back. October 23, 2001. Say hello to iPod. After an 8-month crash development program, Steve Jobs unveils iPod at a small media event on the company's campus. He has no idea how it will transform Apple. April 28, 2003. Apple opens iTunes Store. Apple opens the iTunes Music Store and starts to revolutionize the music recording industry, one song at a time. At a time when getting music online mostly means illegal downloads from pirate services like Napster, iTunes quickly proved that customers would pay for songs, changing the music industry forever. August 1, 2004. Pancreatic surgery. Steve Jobs undergoes surgery to remove a cancerous tumor in his pancreas, a problem that would eventually prove to be fatal for him. June 12, 2005. Stay hungry, stay foolish. Steve Jobs makes a memorable commencement speech at Stanford University. History will remember its closing remarks. Steve's advice to the young students: stay hungry, stay foolish. A quote from the last page of the Whole Earth catalog from his youth.
Stay hungry, stay foolish. It was their farewell message as they signed off. Stay hungry, stay foolish. And I have always wished that for myself. And now, as you graduate to begin anew, I wish that for you. Stay hungry, stay foolish.
January 25, 2006. Sells Pixar to Disney. For $7.4 billion, Disney buys Pixar from Steve Jobs, as he joins Disney's board as its top shareholder. As of March 2011, Jobs owns 138 million shares of Disney, an estimated 7.29% of the company. January 9, 2007. Welcome to iPhone. In his most memorable keynote presentation ever at Macworld 2007, Steve Jobs introduces iPhone and its revolutionary touchscreen interface. He also introduces Apple TV and announces the company's name change from Apple Computer Inc. to Apple Inc. to better reflect its nature. January 27, 2010. iPad is created. Apple released and sold 500,000 iPads during the first week on the market, which quickly became a very popular tablet, gaining 84% of the tablet market by the end of the year. August 24, 2011. Retires and becomes Apple's chairman. This was Steve Jobs' last day being in complete charge of Apple Inc., before he took a less influential role as a chairman of the board. October 5th, 2011. Steve Jobs dies of pancreatic cancer. Jobs died in Palo Alto on October 5th, 2011, after battling pancreatic cancer for nearly a decade. He was 56 years old. In a eulogy for Jobs, sister Mona Simpson wrote that just before dying, Jobs looked for a long time at his sister, Patty, then his wife and children, then passed them, and said his last words, "Oh wow, oh wow, oh wow."
No one wants to die. Even people who want to go to heaven don't want to die to get there. And yet, death is the destination we all share. No one has ever escaped it. And that is as it should be, because death is very likely the single best invention of life. It's life's change agent. It clears out the old to make way for the new. Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. You are already naked. There is no reason not to follow your heart.
Okay, very interesting man. He did a lot of things in the technology, right? Okay, guys, we're good. So please turn on your cameras for the picture. Thank you very much. Thank you, Damian. Thank you, Andres. Here we go. Okay. Thank you, Damian. 3, 2, 1. Excellent, my friends. So I see you on Wednesday, okay? Have an excellent night. Goodbye, my friends. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good night, teacher.
Good night. Bye-bye, guys.